Growing up in China, Xiamen Tzu Chi volunteers care for a young girl like their own daughter. Finding a large sum while sorting recyclables, Shilin Tzu Chi volunteers return the valuables to their rightful owner. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. In China's Fujian province, Xiamen Tzu Chi volunteers don't stress over the 1 hour and 30-minute trip into the mountains of Zhenei village to visit one of their care recipients. Making this monthly trip since 2011, the volunteers have come to see Li Jianshi as their own daughter, while Li now sees the volunteers as a mother figure she never had. Some journeys, although long, are ones that you keep repeating because of who is waiting for you at the end. Here in China's Fujian province, the young girl's happiness at seeing the Tzu Chi volunteers is undeniable. Li Jianshi of Xiamen's Zhenei village has suffered from mental and physical disabilities since birth. Her connection with Tzu Chi volunteers began from a winter aid distribution in 2011. From that point on, every month, the volunteers would visit the young girl to help bathe her, wash her clothes, and clean up her bedding. During these past 3 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have filled the role of a mother in Li Jianshi's life, as their grandmother passed away in October and Li only has her father left now.
This is her life. She's getting smarter and smarter. Look, she keeps looking at what we're doing. In the beginning, when she drooled, she wouldn't wipe it off. And now she uses a towel to wipe. Look at how happy she is. She loves being on camera.
Taking advantage of the good weather, some volunteers help Li take a hot bath outside, while others start scrubbing clean her room and bed. It's this love that has stayed with Li from the age of 15 to now 18.
Bye-bye, Jianshi. She's very sad. Each time we leave, she gets very unhappy.
Finding it hard to say goodbye, both Tzu Chi volunteers and Li Jianshi look forward to the next time they meet again. To help cultivate more bodhisattvas in Vietnam, Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting factories owned by Taiwanese businesses in Bang Duen province. Since tens of thousands of laborers are employed by these businesses, if just a few at each plant are inspired to take part, they will greatly help Tzu Chi's cause in the country.
Though it is already November, the temperatures in Vietnam are still above some 30 degrees Celsius. At this food factory in Bang Duen province, Tzu Chi volunteers hope to ward off the heat with lessons on humanistic values.
We have invited Tzu Chi volunteers to come here today to share with us on what they have done in the area. For those who want to learn more or even participate in their activities, we encourage you to do so.
The volunteers introduced Tzu Chi and the charity work in Vietnam to the employees.
Having heard the volunteers talk on Tzu Chi, I now know the charity has already helped numerous people here in Vietnam. And for that, I'm really grateful. I hope I can also take part to help even more people here.
After listening to the volunteers' deeds, I realized I have done so very little to help the poor. Starting from today, my colleagues and I will make donations to Tzu Chi to help more people.
The story of daily acts of goodness through bamboo coin banks also inspired many.
After hearing about the story of Tzu Chi's bamboo coin banks, I thought maybe I could get one and put it inside our office so every one of us can also contribute to good deeds just like the volunteers.
Here at Bang Duen, there are plenty of laborers, so I think it's a very good strategy to introduce Tzu Chi at every factory here. If just a few employees join at each factory, they will eventually become a formidable force.
The province is home to many foreign factories, of which 40% are owned by Taiwanese businesses. Volunteers hope that by holding such gatherings, they can inspire more people to join Tzu Chi's efforts in Vietnam.
In Indonesia's Bandung, the Tzu Chi Foundation established the Tzu Chi School in 2007 to give children a chance to receive a quality education. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers returned to the school to pass on the story of Tzu Chi's bamboo coin bank.
In 2007, the Tzu Chi Foundation established the Tzu Chi School in Bandung, Indonesia. Over the past 7 years, the school has opened the doors to a brighter future for many.
We have incorporated concepts such as humanity and teamwork into our curriculum. We hope our students can learn to behave, live a frugal life, and cherish resources starting from a young age.
To help students better understand the meaning of ethics and moral values, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived on campus to encourage youngsters to do a good deed a day. Through Tzu Chi sign language performances and the volunteers' explanation, the children have realized the purpose of the bamboo coin bank and understood that a little money can do a lot.
I think we have successfully passed on the message of the bamboo coin bank to them. We explained to them why they need to save money and how their love can help those in need. We taught them ways to contribute to a good cause.
I hope our students can donate their love to help the needy and continue to do so in the years to come. It would be great if we can have similar events like this every 5 months or half a year.
Following the event, the students altogether adopted 242 bamboo coin banks. Starting from today, students will turn their compassion into action as they donate money to their coin banks to help the needy.
Moving to Malaysia, Tzu Chi's New Shoot scholarships have helped many young students whose families are struggling financially to pay for their education. Among the recipients this year in Kuala Lumpur is Hoàng Mỹ Bảo. Here's more on her story. Proudly showcasing her school trophies and awards from the past 2.5 years, it's hard to imagine that 14-year-old Hoàng Mỹ Bảo was in and out of the hospital since young.
她在那个时候4岁，突然间出血。
At the age of 4, she suddenly vomited blood. That happened again when she was 7. Later, she got a bit better, so she was able to enter the 2nd grade. But her health kept deteriorating while in school, so I took her out of it completely.
I was envious of the students who could go to school. I really wanted to go, but I knew I wasn't healthy enough, so I just concentrated on getting better instead.
Huang finally returned to school at the age of 12, and to make up for the 4 years she missed, she threw herself wholeheartedly into her lessons in and out of the classroom. It was April 17th, 2012. I'll never forget the date I finally returned to school. Ever since, I have worked hard in my studies. I don't seek to be number 1, but as long as I do my best, I won't have any regrets. Seeing how hardworking Huang was and knowing that her family was in a financial bind, her teachers recommended Huang to the Tzu Chi volunteers for a New Shoot scholarship. Receiving this is something I need right now. This aid helps to reduce my mother's financial worries, and I can purchase some test prep books. I won't allow my scores to be bad. Having such self-discipline, Hoàng Mỹ Bảo sets her sights on being a police officer. And with the assistance of the New Shoot scholarships, her dreams are one step closer to becoming a reality. Here in Taiwan, at the Tzu Chi recycling station situated on Wenchang Road in Taipei's Shilin district, while sorting recyclables, volunteers stumbled across a parcel that contained 2 red envelopes and gold jewelry estimated to be worth around $15,000 US. Based on the information found in the bag, volunteers managed to return the valuables to its rightful owner.
While demolition work is in process on this end of the recycling station, on the other side, volunteers continue with their recycling work. While sorting recyclables, volunteers stumbled upon a parcel hidden among the pile of recyclables.
Yesterday afternoon, while one of the sisters was sorting through the second-hand books, she came across a parcel that had 2 honorary board member certificates, red envelopes, as well as some gold jewelry. I think someone may have disposed of it by accident, so we need to return it to its rightful owner.
Tzu Chi volunteer Fang Liang-ying, the one who found the jewelry and cash, immediately handed it over to the recycling station chief. Although it took some doing, volunteers finally managed to track the owners down.
There was a parcel inside the black bag that was wrapped like this. When I opened it up to see what was inside, I saw that it was US dollars. So we didn't open the rest, and now we are returning it to you.
It turns out that the owners of the lost goods are Tzu Chi's donating members as well as honorary board members. Furthermore, it was only when volunteers returned the belongings that the owners realized that their late mother had left behind so many valuables.
My mother has passed away a year ago, and I'm still going through some of her things. I had no idea where she kept most of her jewelry. So I often say that my mom always surprises us with things we have no knowledge of.
It would be great if you can continue walking the Bodhisattva path on behalf of your mother. We should utilize our healthy bodies to do good as a way to reciprocate.
Volunteers can finally rest easy knowing that the items have been returned to its rightful owner. For them, it is the joy that comes from doing the right thing that makes everything worthwhile.
The Master gave us 4 words, and these are sincerity, integrity, trust, and honesty. Since these things don't belong to us, when I returned them to their owner, I felt good because I was doing the right thing. Though more and more people in Taiwan have realized the importance of recycling and are supporting the cause, some people still don't know how to keep their recyclables clean and separated from the rest of their trash. Thus, in Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers are teaching residents how to become better at recycling. Meanwhile, to help promote recycling in Hong Kong, a group of Hong Kong high school students studied at Tzu Chi's Dongda recycling station in Taichung for 3 days.
Because we'll use them to make blankets and clothes, we need to separate the plastics into 2 categories.
High school students from Hong Kong have been learning how to recycle at Tzu Chi's Dongda recycling station in Taichung for 3 days already.
Before, I didn't realize that there are so many different categories of recyclables, such as PP, PE, and PVC. This trip has really been informative.
Before they can graduate, these 20 students from the Canadian International School of Hong Kong are required to fulfill 150 hours of social service. Having already served in other countries, they have chosen Tzu Chi to be their teacher in conservation.
I know Tzu Chi has made quite an achievement in this area and is supported by numerous volunteers, so I know it will really open up my students' eyes when I bring them here.
Originally from Taiwan, Wang Yuping has been working in Hong Kong for 20 years. She believes her students are the answer to Hong Kong's low recycling ratio.
We produce a lot of garbage, but in fact, the volume of garbage can be reduced a lot because many items are recyclables.
This is truly a noble act. These people are here willingly volunteering themselves.
Both the faculty and students have also gained deep respect for Tzu Chi's volunteers.
The people in this organization, the extent that they actually go to in order to make this world a better place is far beyond what I've seen before.
What touches me is that the teachers only want us to go over the lessons once, because those who know will have to teach those who don't. It shows that they are really determined to take this knowledge home.
Teaching all they know about recycling, Tzu Chi volunteers hope this group of international students can help spread the message of conservation when they return home. Over in Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers patiently explain to residents the importance of keeping their recyclables clean, as many may support the cause. but are still not fully aware of the minor details.
I will help spread the message that people should not bring unrecyclable items here.
Volunteers also ask everyone to minimize their dependence on one-time use items to reduce the volume of garbage right at the source and remind them of the importance to raise the quality and efficiency of recycling.
We want purity at the source. Residents shouldn't be bringing their kitchen waste or trash here because there is nothing we can do but throw them away. So when residents bring their garbage here, we'll tell them what can be reused. For the betterment of our environment, we don't want them open up their trash bags here.
By spending a little more effort in sorting and cleaning our recyclables, we can all help alleviate the burden on our planet.
Returning to Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur, a graduation ceremony was held at the Taman Kannat Chinese School, where the graduating class put on sign language performances and served tea to their teachers to express their appreciation and gratitude. But first, let's join graduating students at the Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Butterworth during their Thanksgiving ceremony.
Children from the graduating class of the Tzu Chi Kindergarten in Butterworth are making snacks for their parents as a token of their appreciation.
We're making mooncakes and preparing drinks. Our mothers went through so much hardship to give birth to us, so we should be grateful to them.
Seeing their students follow the instructions step by step as they try their hand at making mooncakes deeply moved these educators.
These children have really grown up. They used to be very naughty, but have grown to be thoughtful and sensible children. They know that when they have done something wrong, they should learn from their mistakes. As these 6-year-olds get ready to proceed to the next stage of life, parents were invited to attend a Thanksgiving event at the school. Seeing the progress their children have made over the years, many parents believe they are ready to enter a new milestone of learning. Although she is graduating from kindergarten, however, we will still continue to attend the humanitarian classes. I can sense that she is very sad to be leaving. As students embark on a new journey and chapter in their lives, teachers and parents alike have no doubt that a bright future awaits them. At 7 in the morning, Tzu Chi volunteers arrive at the Taman Kannat Chinese School in Kuala Lumpur, which is the first school to work with Tzu Chi's DaAi mothers. Students rehearse for their graduation ceremony inside the school hall under the guidance of DaAi mothers and volunteers. With the utmost respect, students serve their teachers a cup of tea to show appreciation for their teachers' dedication and hard work. Whether it was having trouble with my math or Chinese homework, my teachers and classmates were always willing to help me. Thank you for your cooperation over the past 6 years. Many tears were shed as students bid farewell to their teachers. This is the third graduation ceremony we've organized for our 6th graders at the Taman Kannat. It is truly a moving occasion. Our DaAi mothers managed to put this video together within a very short period of time. I believe these moments will be imprinted in the students' hearts and they will leave with these unforgettable memories. Seeing the progress their students have made, these teachers find comfort in knowing that they are well on their way towards a promising future. Both graduates of Tzu Chi University, Zhen Meiling and Yao Shuwen, have together dedicated themselves to social work. Next, let's take a look to see how these two women have spent decades extending Tzu Chi's spirit of great love into their work and the lives of others.
Returning to my village, I was given another chance to serve.
A social worker for 5 years, Zheng went on to study social work at Tzu Chi University before returning to her former post, where she has now been for 15 years. From social worker to supervisor, Zheng has never forgotten her hometown or those that live there. In Hualien's Guangfu Township, many families cannot afford 3 meals a day, much less their children's education.
美美啊，
你这些吐司哦，几只啊？
然后对，可以，然后握吻，
You have to rescue those who are lost and take care of those who are weak. Never give up on love, compassion, and justice.
独坐就是念。
This boundless love comes from the love that Zen herself received while still in school.
你必须先
You first have to love and respect yourself. Only then can you spread the power of love to all those around you. Much like my former Ida parents, they are my role models.
Helping others find self-confidence and to realize they have the tool to face and overcome their personal problems is the goal of every social worker.
好来，老师都说没有问题的，同学们，现在问题在你们手上。
Up on stage is慈济Education and Social Work Department graduate Yao Su Wen, who has long worked on the behalf of women's rights and health.
A lot of women topics, such as personal safety, are not being looked at. So after entering this field, I felt there was so much that needed to be done.
A social worker for over 20 years, helping women overcome problems with violence and safety, has been the focus of much of Yao's career. Formerly the director of the Modern Women's Foundation, in 2011, Yao and 13 battered women climbed up Xueshan. Their journey was made into a documentary and later shown at Taiwan's International Women's Film Festival.
即使大家都告诉我不用怕，我
Even if everyone tells me not to be afraid and that I am on the right path, I will still feel afraid. Now 31, it is here that I feel the most respected I have in my life. What I want is this feeling.
Every woman has different coping strategies after facing violence. How they cope with it is up to them. Only they know what is right for them.
For Yao, her past education in Tzu Chi has influenced how she sees her job.
然后我怎么样子把
The question is how to take the spirit of Tzu Chi and bring it to my work. I feel that the head of any organization needs what we call wisdom. When I saw Master Zheng Yan, much of what she touched on was very similar to what we talked about in the field of social work.
Currently overseeing the work of around 80 social workers, Yao knows that helping others consists not only in offering one's care, but in one's words and actions, which can positively affect someone for a lifetime.
所谓助人者一定要让
When helping others, caregivers must treat those they are working with dignity. If you can do that through the time that you are helping them, you have been successful in carrying out your job.
Both of these women show that with determination and love, one can change lives for the better.
At the end of the program, we joined the a cappella group Vox as they made their way to the United States and performed at the慈济Hall in Texas, where the group entranced the audience with nothing but their voices. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.